All right, we're live.
This is
Hello.
gonna be a big one, boys. That's what she said.
Yes. Hello, and welcome to Famicast 110, your Famicast for the latter part of September 2017. I'm your host, Danny Bivens, and today I'm joined by James Charlton.
Welcome to hour one of many hours of this podcast. Welcome.
Yes.
Please understand.
This is the first part of episode 110. This first part's going to be focusing, on new business and also the most recent Nintendo Direct. And then the second half is going to be all about TGS and all the fun stuff that we're going to play there. I don't know if that's...
Maybe we'll have two extra co-hosts but in the second part. Who knows, right, Danny?
Who knows? Could be. But also joining us...
There you go. Then he clicks on.
Ty Sugar.
Oh boy! I'm ready to play some text-heavy games at Tokyo Game Show.
Perfect. We got a venue for you. And also Cyrus Delaney.
I'm just happy I wasn't the only one who was forgotten this time.
No. I didn't forget you
feels good.
boys. I didn't forget you boys. I knew you were there. I saw you.
I think I distracted Danny. You can blame me. It's kind of like, the dog in Up. It's like I just held a squirrel up and then Danny just lost all focus. So you can blame me for that maybe.
Yeah. So, like I just said, we're going to go ahead and kick off things with new business, just to get that out of the way. And there's actually a lot of cool stuff that we've been playing, so it should be pretty exciting. So let's go ahead and kick that off. And James.
Oh, man, you can ask me to go first. Okay, well, I don't have anything new really to report.
Next.
Yeah, pretty much next. But today I had my first ever. I mean, everyone who has a Switch probably has these situations happen to them once. You find yourself taking part in a Switch commercial. You're like, wait a minute, aren't I just doing what's in the TV ad? Oh wait, yeah, the Switch is the thing that they show in the TV ad. Mine was I was in a restaurant with my son, and we were waiting for the food to come, and I was like, wait a minute, I got my Switch in my backpack. So I took it out, put it on the table, and took the Joy-Cons off, and we played Arms together while waiting for our food. It's crazy. And that was actually the first time I'd ever played it with the Joy-Con on the side.
Oh, how'd that go?
It's difficult because, one thing you don't realize is that when you turn the Joy-Cons to the side, like the ABXY thing is completely null and void because it's no longer, the usual ABXY. It's like
Up, left, right, circle.
the upper button, the lower button, the left button, So A is now the lower button. Is that right?
Yeah.
Y is the upper button. X is the right button, things like that. So your brain says A, but you're actually pressing X kind of thing. But anyway.
I played lots of games with my fiance doing the half Joy-Con thing. And she's often player one because I tend to skip through menus really quickly, just hammering buttons.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm trying to explain to her what buttons to press, and it's really hard to tell someone what buttons to press on a half Joy-Con.
Even L and R, press L and R, but it's not called L and R. It's the S buttons, right? SL, and SR, right?
Yeah,
which is how you get the controllers into that position, which I found out for the first time today. If you want to go from excuse me, if you want to go from just regular two Joy-Cons together mode to separate the Joy-Cons for two players, you have to, you don't just put it to the side and it automatically knows. You have to actually, press the S buttons at the top.
Oh, yeah, I get you.
And then, of course, I didn't have the attachments with me. So, they're using the tiny little kind of almost like reset buttons on an alarm clock kind of buttons that you've got there. But anyway, it's right punch, left punch are in the same place, the what would be A and B. And then the upper one is, jump, and then the left one is dash. But block is push the stick in.
Oh,
which is a bit difficult.
Yeah.
I also tried out the frightening new character.
Oh God.
Which is a tie-in with the movie It, apparently. So when she when she blocks, she just kind of like blows up like a balloon.
It's like every DeviantArt's like wet dream the character.
Really? Yeah, she's interesting. She, right? It.
She, yeah, Lullabop.
See what I did there?
What?
It. She can fire this arm, which kind of like goes out about halfway and then turns into a shield, which is kind of interesting and annoying for the other player. It kind of just like lands on the floor and then just stays there, and she'll move, but the arm will stay in place. And then you can punch away with the left button, unless you put them both as the shield, and then obviously you can't do that. But I wouldn't recommend doing that. Probably like one of the arms as the shield would be a good idea. But yeah, we played a few rounds. We played the target smash one, which is what my son likes the best. He doesn't actually like the fighting part, ironically.
Fight.
I like that mode a lot too, and occasionally, if you're playing in the online competitive mode, that comes up as well. And it seems like everybody that I ever play against, they suck. Like they don't even go after the targets; they're just trying to go after me.
Right.
You can get points for that, but I mean, you get more
Not very
points if you're hitting the targets and the opponent. But
you can actually even throw them, but you don't throw them. You just kind of like flip them out the way a little bit. Then I thought I didn't want to play against my son, on a versus game. So we can actually do 2-player co-op versus on one system, which is interesting. So it splits the screen down the middle. Sorry, Ty. And then you're kind of connected by this kind of like semi-transparent coil. So you kind of like, you can move independently, but you kind of like joined a little bit kind of thing. And then you play against 2 other CPUs. We can adjust the difficulty of it. So you can choose the CPU characters and you can choose your own characters. So that was kind of interesting. But we didn't play with it enough to know how to like change the lock-on between the characters with the one Joy-Con attachment. It's quite complicated because obviously it's reduced. Like block, for example, is on the freaking stick, like I said. So God knows how you switch between. It could be like the L or R. Sorry. The S buttons could be one of those or something. I don't know. I didn't look into the instructions, and by that time my tempura had got there, so we had to stop playing. So yeah, tempura and arms, good combination.
That was a real commercial. You would have invited the waitress or waiter to join you in your games.
Yeah, and we just did really got into it, and start punching away and stuff like that. No, that didn't happen. The waitress was like 90 years old anyway.
That's even more of a commercial.
Yeah. Watching her just stand on the table going, yeah, get him. So other than that, more Breath of the Wild, obviously. The game that never ends, but in a good way. So yeah, I'm still, I think last time we talked, I think I said I was on the 4th Divine Beast, or leading up to it. It was interesting, like, Sai, you said that, like, the desert, the Gerudo Desert one was your first, and now it's my last, right? It's interesting because it's very different from all the other ones. So I was going to ask you, like, how did that feel, like, starting with the unique one and then having, like, 3 very similar ones after that? It must have been kind of weird. Because for me, it's like, it's a nice, refreshing, it's like, oh, cool, it's not the same as the other 3. This is a really cool 4th one to finish off with. But you had the opposite way.
That's exactly how I felt as I did the first one. I'm like, oh, cool. It's like it rotates, it's a really cool mechanic. And then I went to the second one. I'm like, oh, this is different. Are they all going to have totally different mechanics?
Yeah.
And I went to the third one. I'm like, no, it's just the second one again. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, it's just the third one again. So
there you go. Yeah, that was interesting because, like, so yeah, you almost like you fight like a boss before you get to the boss, and like do this whole kind of totally different kind of mission structure. Just to even get, into the place where you're supposed to start the whole final, getting into the Divine Beast and everything. So yeah, it's really interesting. And like, just like the town itself, like how you get into the town, and that's completely different. And then like, I really like that town, by the way. It's by far my favorite. It's just such a nice place to hang out. It's like, wow, everyone's really nice, once you get the thing that you need to get in, if you know what I mean. It's like
say Savas or something.
They've got their own language and stuff. Like, well, the Gerudo are in Ocarina and stuff, right? Probably in other Zelda games as well, right? But I don't remember the Gerudo being nice in Ocarina.
Yeah, they were the city of thieves.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's like it was the stealth section, wasn't it? And they would just like throw you in jail or cut you up if they found you, right?
I mean, like
Yeah,
after you. Go ahead, say.
Yeah, they're by far my favorite group of characters in the game. I think they're all really entertaining in the Gerudo village.
Yeah, it just feels nice to like hang out at that town. Everyone's nice. It's just a nice place. It's like got nice, beautiful scenery and water and music's cool and the atmosphere is cool and like it's just like a nice place to hang out. You know, I do like the Rito village as well. That's kind of cool as well. The treetop village. You know, the flying people. That
was the first beast that I had done. And that village is cool. Just finding out, I was just finding out like a lot of stuff about the game at the time, and yeah, it was really, really cool. I liked it a lot.
Nice. I'm trying to remember how many shrines I've done now. It's definitely over 20. It's between 20 and 30. I should have written that down before starting the podcast. But I'm just going full on stamina for every what do you call them? Those orbs? Are they orbs? that you get, and just putting them all into stamina so I can like climb up as high as possible and as quickly as possible. It just adds so much more like such a dynamic feel to the game, because like when you've got like really little stamina, it's, you know, you really have to go up slowly everywhere and take your time and stuff like that.
Kind of fudge it in maybe some little corners or something.
Yeah. Maybe like fall onto a little ledge and, you know, catch your breath before going up and stuff like that. But once you've got like, you know, 3 rings of stamina, you can just like just like jump your way up to the top. It's really, really, really satisfying. I guess that is the feeling of progression that you have, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, one of the feelings of progression that you have, because you don't really get it from the weapons. Well, I haven't got it from the weapons so far. You know, I was, you know, people's screenshots or, you know, sending spoilers on Twitter and stuff, and like looking at the armor sets and weapons they have, you're like, holy shit, like they must be really far into the game. But I guess it's not really like far into the game. It's just how much of the world you've explored to find this kind of thing. You know, it's very different from games that I'm kind of used to. It's not like a level progression in a certain sense. It's just like how much have you gone out of your way to look for stuff. It's, you know, it's only the stamina and the health that is really the, you know, that kind of traditional progression that, as far as I've played anyway. So I guess the next dilemma I have after beating the 4th Divine Beast is, do I go straight to Ganon, or do I try and get some more shrines, you know? And I don't know what I'm going to do at this point.
How much of the map have you explored?
Probably very little. I mean, I've just not hardlined it straight to each Divine Beast, but like I've mentioned before, I'd let myself get sidetracked if I see something really kind of cool and like out the way. I'm like, okay, I've got to see what that is, you know. Like I was just leaving the the volcano area. What is that race called? The big fat rock dudes.
Gorons.
The Goron village and stuff. I just finished all that Divine Beast, and I was on the way out. And it's nice, you know, transitioning from like volcano to like a little bit of greenery, and then like full on lush greenery, and then it's like how it gradually changes. It just feels so natural. And I was going along this way, and there was like one of those Lionels, and I was like, holy shit, I'm not fighting that dude. Because the last one I saw,
first time I killed a Lionel, it's so satisfying when you bring one of those guys down. You're like, yeah, I can play this game now.
Yeah,
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Like 20 times fighting my first one, it was ridiculous.
They are harder than any boss that I fought. It's kind of ridiculous. Like these final bosses. Yeah, it's weird. Like, there's just a random enemy in the map can like wreck your shit so hard. It's like just having a final boss just walking around the mountain. But anyway, as I was saying, I was leaving the Gerudo place, and I just saw this like huge kind of like perfectly square structure on top of a mountain. I'm like, what the fuck is that? That's like nothing I've seen so far. It's not completely unnatural. I was like, okay, I've got to see what the hell this is. And and sure enough, you go up there, and it's like nothing you've seen before, and it's like shit. Like I'm really glad I went on my way to see this. So things like that. I do let myself wander if I can. But once I've had a little bit of a wander, maybe found a couple of shrines and a horse resting place, then I'll just go straight to the next Divine Beast. But once I've run out of Divine Beast, I've got to make that decision, right? And yeah, so far I haven't made that decision. And then the other game is obviously Splatoon 2. I haven't played the latest update. Maybe one of you guys is going to talk about that. No, people are shaking their heads. Okay. Stay tuned in episode 111 for an update on Splatoon 2. But we're going to talk about Splatoon 2 later anyway, when we're talking about the direct and stuff like that. So yeah, I got lots of things downloaded, but haven't played it. So we'll talk about that in future episodes. Okay, next.
Cool. All right, well, I'll go ahead and go next. I've been pretty busy, so I haven't had time to play a lot of things that were fun. But I did get to play something that I had talked to James. I was like, dude, I really want to try to get a review copy of this. And I did it. I did it.
Congratulations.
We got
Merry Christmas.
Yes, we got a review copy of RBI Baseball 17 for the Switch. The new hotness when it comes to baseball on Switch. It's the only hotness.
Only.
Yeah. So, you know, I hadn't heard really too many good things about this series, even though it's I think it came back in 2014. There wasn't really anything out there saying that this stuff is amazing or anything like, more or less anything like how it used to be back on the NES and stuff like that. But I think, you know, kind of a Japan connection here that I actually mentioned in a review that I have up on the site. The original RBI Baseball, when it came out here, it was actually based on a series that's still going on here in Japan called Famicast. And yeah, that series is still going strong. But what they did with the first game, they brought it to the States. They didn't have the licenses for the teams, but they had the licenses for players. And they only had, like, I don't know, not even all the teams in Major League Baseball, but just some, and kind of made it like that. And then they just kind of made it into their own thing here in the States. And the last time any RBI Baseball game came out on a Nintendo platform was 1995 on Super Nintendo. I think it was like Super RBI Baseball or something. And yeah.
What does RBI mean, by the way?
Runs batted in. So like
Robert who name?
Excuse me. So like if you have a guy on base and you're the batter and you hit the ball and the guy who's on base scores, that's called an RBI, a run that you batted in. They don't call them points, they call them runs.
That's baseball. One way to ruin a bass guitar. Jesus. So the Japanese one is just called Famicast, and the like American one is RBI.
It's like Pro Yaku Famicast. Like the original was like Family Stadium, Pro Yaku Family Stadium, and that's how it became Famicast.
Hey, if we ever make it to the big leagues, we should sponsor the Famicast baseball team as Famicast. Just have our logo on the side of the field or whatever it's called.
Coming next baseball season.
Cyrus can design the bats.
There it is. But I guess
I like wooden finish bats.
I guess to talk about this game a little bit, I mean, it's really simple, kind of like these old baseball games back in the day. You know, top down. There's for pitching and stuff. It's all just, you know, basically press the button. If you press down, you can pitch a fastball. If you press up, it can be slower. You can curve the ball like left or right as it's going. You know. Down towards the plate.
Can you do a spiral?
No, it's not that precise. I mean, it's still going pretty quickly. It's semi-realistic, even though that it's, you know, arcadey. But batting's it's simple too. There's no like depth. It's just coming straight across in 2D, and you just have to hit it. So yeah, I mean, all that's fine and good, but there are some pretty big problems with this game. Yeah,
You really know how to choose the review copies, don't you, Danny?
Yeah. Well, I was interested in this, and I know that some other people out there are as well. So I was like, hey, you know, what the hell? We can get it for free and inform you guys out there. That's good enough. But yeah, there's some big problems. I mean, I really had a hard time kind of with the fielding, partially because it took some time to kind of get used to. It took some time to try to be able to know how to take angles on the balls and stuff like that. And then I swear to God, like every time a ball like went right past you in the outfield, it was like it was on like a field of fucking molasses going downhill, like straight to the back of this park. And every fucking time. Like the thing never slowed down, it seems like. And yeah, so that was kind of frustrating. And another really frustrating thing too, like if you get the ball hit to you, like let's say in the infield, you know, you're going to throw the ball to try to get the guy out. They have some kind of like an animation thing, like before the guy throws, he gets set, and then he throws the ball, and it really kind of screws up with like the timing of you trying to, you know, get the ball out and just try to make things go as fast as possible. It's this kind of odd that this game that's trying to be like this retro like callback, it's like putting these kind of newer semi-realistic animations and stuff in there, like kind of needlessly so.
How do you have semi-realistic? I don't understand. It's like
it looks realistic, but I mean, if you're playing like those games back in the day, like the ball just they're like little blobs, and it's like the ball just kind of spits out of them.
Okay.
Things get more complicated, you know, in Super Nintendo games and stuff, but it's just quick. And this isn't quick. It's just kind of slow and just really at a really leisurely pace. It's not good.
What was your subtitle on the review again for this game?
Something like "Hit the Showers" or something like that.
Oh,
I don't remember.
Okay. I would have recommended balls covered in molasses. I mean, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Sounds like my wedding night. Wait, what? Edit that out.
Yeah. Other things too. The batting it just takes a long time to get used to. It works, but I've even kind of screwed around with the computer difficulty as well, and it doesn't really seem to do anything. I've talked about this before on the show. King Griffey Jr. Baseball on the Super Nintendo, the first one. There's no difficulty setting, and it can be pretty freaking tough. But if you know what you're doing, it's fine. I don't know. Other things too, like when you're fielding as well, there are no buttons for like jumping up in the air or diving. The computer just does it automatically. And I swear, like whenever they decide to make you go for a dive, they don't even go towards the ball. They kind of just flop down like right where they were standing. So it's just really frustrating. And you know, you see the computer, like the AI, when they're playing, you know, against you, they're making all sorts of great plays, you know, flawlessly, regardless of the difficulty. And yeah, it's just really frustrating. If you're a Switch owner and you're thinking that you need a baseball game, just wait until another one comes out that isn't this.
Okay.
So
It's this bad.
yeah, but hey, I mean, the players look okay, and the fields look all right. There you go.
With that glowing endorsement.
Yes. Check out my review. The only other thing I've been playing, just kind of right before the show, I got Metroid: Samus Returns, and I got to play for about 30 minutes or so today, and so really don't have a lot of in-depth thoughts or anything, but I mean, it feels pretty good. It feels really fast too, especially considering the last Metroid game I played was Super Metroid after I played Zero Mission. So yeah, Samus is kind of whipping around the stages and stuff, which is nice, and I really like the aiming when you're holding like the L button and just moving around the stick. It can go in like, a full circle around like where Samus is, which is really nice. And trying to still get the hang of like the melee attacks and stuff like that, but it'll come. I mean, usually the enemies, they have like a big tell. Like for example, this one of the I fought like the first Metroid, and when you're fighting it, it has like this flash that happens right before it's about to attack you, and that's your cue to, hey, press this button, dummy, and then you can do it. So
yeah, I'm sure the tells will get less and less as you get the higher Metroid forms.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, this kind of just exploring a little bit in there still. Really not much to say. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I guess I'm going to keep playing and hopefully beat it. So, but yeah, I think that pretty much does it for me. So, Cyrus, would you want to go next?
Yeah, so I haven't been playing much, one of those busy weeks, but I did get to play. I went to this arcade in what was it, Kawasaki near Yokohama, called the Warehouse Arcade, and it's this really cool. Like I took a bunch of photos. I'll have them up on the Twitter later, probably tomorrow sometime. But it's like it's made to look like the really dingy back streets of Kowloon in Hong Kong. before they demolished those apartment buildings. So it's a really unique place. Like it feels like you're in this like really dodgy back alley area with like even the UFO catchers. They've like stained the glass brown so you can barely see anything. And,
Wow.
and they've got all these really old machines, like an old Street Fighter 1 machine with the big punch buttons that you have to hit. And so like, you know, old Street Fighter didn't have 6 buttons. It just had one punch button, one kick button. And however hard you hit them was how hard the character hit.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're pretty rare because people were just beating the shit out of these machines trying to fight.
Yeah.
There's a reason they changed it to 6 button.
Yeah. And man, I almost fucking broke my wrist trying to punch these things. These are pretty old. So, and they also had like Space Harrier machines and Gradius machines and Outrun. So like all these really old, sweet machines that I've always wanted to play. And have any of you ever played the Sonic All-Stars racing game?
Yes.
I played a demo.
Yeah.
I played it a lot, the first one.
So, you know, in the first one, there's the 2 House of the Dead characters, like Zobio and Zobiko. Like,
Yeah.
Really?
It's been a long time since I played. But yeah, that was random.
There's 2 like really cartoony zombie characters that are like not House of the Dead characters by any stretch, but they're from this one weird arcade game called Loving Dead's The House of the Dead X, where it's more like Point Blank, where you're like you do a bunch of weird mini games, and like there's a foot pedal on the ground and you've got a gun, and the stages will alternate between using the gun or using the foot pedal. Like one stage will have you shooting apples out of a tree and trying to catch them in an apple basket, and the other one will have you like stomping on spiders with a foot pedal, and or like zombie bowling, where you like throw a zombie down this bowling alley and you have to shoot the ball to kind of guide it left or right down the track. It's just a bunch of bonkers games. It's so and I've always wanted to play it, so that was really cool finding that machine like tucked away on the 4th floor in the pool section.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that. That sounds awesome.
Nice.
So, but on the Nintendo front, I started playing the Project Octopath Travelers, brackets, working title, brackets. And
no, that's the title.
Yeah, that's what I really hope it is. So I played the demo of this, and this game is so gorgeous. Like, I really, really love the art style of this game. And I was really shocked. It's like there's so much voice acting in this game. Like I don't know if it's gonna hold up for the entire game outside of the demo, but there's a ton of voice acting in this. So I was pleasantly surprised, and it's good voice acting. And from what I've played so far, I'm not sure if I'm sold on actually buying it. It seems cool enough, but like the combat feels really uninspired, and it's a really wordy game. Like it talks a lot, and
I had people on Twitter talking about that. Like most of the demo is chatting, and then there's a bit of action at the end, doesn't it?
Yeah, and like and I rushed through all the talky bits. I was trying to get it finished before coming on to the Famicast, and I got to like I assume is the last boss of the demo, and just prior to him is this really long cutscene, fully voice acted. It's pretty cool, and it's actually interesting, that whole section. And then you fight the boss, but because I didn't equip any items or anything, and I was just totally ill prepared for this fight, I was killed. And so I was like, okay, I'll give him a second shot. And I went back, and you can't skip any of the dialogue.
Oh god!
So you can like hammer A, and it will skip to the next line of dialogue. But it has to like act out the scene first too. So you're just like waiting for characters to walk and bump into each other and push each other off cliffs and stuff. And it's just
will this demo turn into the real thing? Like, can you upgrade to the real thing and keep your save progress or something? Or
I don't think so, because I think when you finish the demo, you fill in like a survey about the game and stuff.
Okay.
So I think this is really like an early, not even like maybe like a beta
Oh,
of the
right.
game, not a
Oh,
demo.
this is next year, isn't it?
Mm,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it's not going to be the real thing, is it?
yeah.
So this is the Bravely Fairy people.
Yeah, Bravely Default people for doing their Switch outing.
Right.
And
Is it Tokyo RPG Factory or something like that?
honestly,
I
can't
think-
remember who makes
I
this.
think so.
Yeah. Basically, people who liked Final Fantasy 3/6 and just want to keep making those kind of games forever.
And it definitely, like, the visual style is definitely Final Fantasy 6 to like this is the love letter. It's like, how can we make 6 but like super unique and cool looking?
So it's almost like sprites attached to 3D objects. Is that kind of how they've done it?
Yeah, but they do a lot of like, so they do the really detailed sprite work, but it still looks like old high level SNES sprite work, and then they attach them to 3D models. So all the world is fully 3D, but with sprite sheets on them instead of like really high res assets or whatever. But then they put really like high definition lighting effects on everything. So if there's like a flaming torch, it will cast really realistic, not pixel art shadows. And
That's what gives it that kind of unique look, I guess.
And it has this like that like lens effect where you can like mess with zoom settings or whatever to make any object look like a toy. It like really focuses a narrow point on the middle of the screen, and everything else blurs and goes out of focus. So you feel like a guy looking down on a diorama of little guys walking around. So it's a lot of love went into the visuals of this game. Like it's like nothing I've ever seen before.
So the visual design gets a thumbs up from Cyrus?
Definitely.
Okay.
Gameplay
and talkie, not so much.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they got time to improve that. Things like skipping a scene and stuff like that. That kind of thing would be in a final game, wouldn't it?
I would imagine,
you'd hope.
especially from Bravely Default people, because like Bravely Default it fixes all of the problems with RPGs. So.
Is that the game that just lets you turn off random battles completely if you want to?
Yep.
Yes.
or
That's
set
amazing.
the battle speed to like 5 times the normal speed.
Yeah.
Or something.
It was so nice. Like I feel like I can't go back to like a traditional RPG after going through Bravely Default with some of those options. I mean, you're going through a dungeon and you just want to get to like a save point before the boss, and then you're like, okay, now I'm gonna grind and or something. But
yeah, set the encounter rate to 600% or something.
yeah.
Fucking Zubats.
Yeah.
Whatever. Same thing.
I also played a little bit of Pokemon. My God, that thing I was complaining about last time, where Pokemon can call in other Pokemon, that just does not go away. Oh my God. You thought fighting one Zubat was bad, now you're fighting like the Zubat and his entire family.
Man.
That's what you get for disturbing his Halloween party. Just brings them all out.
Yeah, but that's me.
Okay, dope. All right, and Ty, how about you close us out there?
Oh boy. Well, not sure which game to talk about since a lot of the games I play regularly are now coming to Switch.
Heyo.
So how do you feel about Doom, Skyrim, or Crypt of the Necrodancer?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just try to go through all three real quick then. So,
Oh man, fucking Doom. Yeah.
yeah. So Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Brilliant.
Okay, no, I'll talk about Doom first. I was replaying Doom. I bought it on PC when it came out last year, and I was replaying it on Xbox. Xbox One, that is. Just trying to get all the achievements and stuff. And so I got all the collectibles, and I'm doing multiplayer stuff, and I'm also doing the snap map stuff, which I think you'll find very interesting.
Which is actually we won't find at all because it's the one thing that was removed from the Switch.
Oh, well, fuck that. I mean, that,
Did you buy any DLC for this?
they
Or is it just
changed
free?
it so everybody gets all the DLC for free.
Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, no snap map on Switch. That sucks because it's
Yeah.
like Mario Maker for Doom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've heard it's really very clever level designer too.
Yeah, and you can do like a lot of scripting. You could like make little stories and stuff. I played a bunch, as was required by the achievement system, and you can do some really interesting stuff. Like, I played this one map where this guy created an NPC, and it was just like, like one of the generic little monsters, but he gave him all these charming little lives, and he would interact with the player. And so there's a lot of stuff you can do with the snap map tools, and it's the kind of thing I would want to have on the Switch version if I bought it. But if it's not coming to Switch, fuck.
So that's like something you would hope they would patch in later, I guess.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, I already bought the game twice. I'm probably not going to buy it again.
How did you buy it twice?
I bought it when it was new on PC, and then a year later, I bought it on Xbox when it went down to $15.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this snap map stuff, would that be better with a mouse kind of interface, or is it kind of simplified for controllers as well? Or?
Oh yeah, it's simplified for controllers. I was playing with it on Xbox.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard very good things from console people about that.
Yeah, I was just gonna shit out some garbage for the achievements, but I actually got really engaged with it. So sooner or later, I'll put out a map that I'm happy with.
Do you remember Time Splitters 2? Didn't that have like a map editor on?
That was like 90% of my Time Splitters 2.
That was mental, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You could do a lot of things with that.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that.
Okay.
You're like you're basically building levels from parts of levels.
Right.
But like you could put together all these fancy scripting mechanisms too. And the way they have it set up is really clever. Like within a few minutes, like I created a switch, and then when you touch the switch, it activates the door. It activates.
It immediately sells out.
It immediately sells out. Yeah. And then it'll activate a monster spawner. It'll activate an item spawner. It'll say "oh shit" on the little screen on the monitor when you press it. It's fun.
And then a little guy comes out, starts a lottery, gives out tickets to everyone, and then kills everyone.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, we got to get a Disney Infinity Party going. That's like the entire Disney Infinity game right there.
I was counting down the seconds till Cyrus would mention fucking Disney Infinity. Where it's like building levels and making switches and stuff. I was like, oh, here it comes.
We're waiting for the day they uncancel that game, yo.
Okay. I want to talk about Skyrim Special Edition. They had a free weekend for that on Xbox Live or Xbox One. Yeah, for gold members, whatever. I already fully completed all the achievements on 360, and I've gotten quite good at like speed running certain parts of the game.
Nice.
So I thought I'd see how fast I can knock out as many achievements as possible, in a weekend. It's actually not a lot. That game is incredibly big and time consuming. Yep. So just like all the low hanging fruit, it's like 250 points out of like 1,500. Yeah, quite a grind. And also that game is still like $60 fucking.
Wow.
Right.
This is I'm assuming the definitive edition, which is coming to Switch as well, right?
Yeah. Right. So it's enhanced a lot of little details, and it includes like the 2 or 3 DLC. I don't remember how many DLC parts there were. There's like 2 DLCs with like new areas you can go to, but I think maybe also the one where you build a house is a separate DLC.
That was a separate one.
Yeah. So all that stuff is packed in, whatever. God, I'm not gonna drop $60 to buy it again.
Yeah, I think that's kind of going to be the problem with Skyrim, is that everyone who has wanted to play it up till now has already played it for like 600 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I've always wanted to play, and I've had the systems to do it. I just never picked it up.
Right.
I do hope it does well because fucking Bethesda, they've thrown so much at the Switch. I want them to keep going.
Yeah.
Well, with the Switch, you have two problems, don't you? Because you have to find someone who hasn't played it before or wants to play it again, and also who's finished Zelda and has done everything in Zelda. And that's not very many people left, Like, you know what I mean? Like most people are still playing Zelda. Fucking DLC for Zelda hasn't even come out yet. Isn't it going to come out like round about the time Skyrim comes out?
Christmas is the Zelda stuff.
So it's like a massive DLC for Zelda at the same time as like a game which is equally massive and very similar in genre or whatever. So yeah, it's going to be a tough sell. I mean, I hope it sells well eventually, but I can't imagine tons of people jumping on it at launch. But hopefully that doesn't disparage people. But we'll see how we go.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, I'm interested. Yeah,
it'd be a good game to be portable, I think, since it's the kind of game where you can save it anywhere.
Yeah, like I can see a lot of salarymen playing this on trains.
Yeah, that's a good point. The game actually did well in Japan previously, right?
Yeah, it did.
Skyrim, right? Does anyone have a Switch at hand?
Yeah, I got one here.
Yeah.
Just like this is the point where I just like hold it up without the Joy-Cons attached and say, "Look at this fucking thin thing. This runs Skyrim. It's mental."
Yeah.
Or Doom.
Yeah,
that's
Doom
pretty
is
crazy.
I think like of the Nintendo Direct, Doom was the biggest shock I've had on a Direct in a long time.
that was unlikely, I feel.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
What was the third? What was the third game again?
Necro Dancer. I also doubled up on buying this game. I bought the Steam version. It's on sale for $3 and change right now. So everyone should get it immediately. I want to see like which of my Steam friends had set high scores, but they're all goddamn scrubs who have not beat all zones mode. So this is like a call out to anybody who is on my Steam friends list. You gotta just beat all zones mode. Just do it. Like if you don't, you're subhuman garbage. I will think less of you if you cannot do it.
Seems fair.
Yeah.
Also, join our Patreon at the following link.
Right. But I can disrespect you in a premium manner.
Personally.
But
Personally come to your house.
Game's amazing. Like I don't know what else to tell you. It's old school. It's hard, but it's fair, and it's fun. It's a dance music game too, and it's also a roguelike where you die a lot. And so it's like basically perfect in every way.
I have a feeling that's going to come up in Game of the Year chat at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's also going to come up on Scrub Quotes probably.
The watch for mouth, I get it, especially around you.
Yeah. Y'all should just buy it on Steam right now. Just saying.
So apparently the Switch version is going to have is there some patch or DLC or something?
Yeah, there's a DLC. It's not out on the Xbox version for
Word.
some reason. Yeah, they said they're putting it out.
Switch exclusive.
Oh yeah, there was a Switch exclusive thing, a character.
Yeah, a new character.
Yeah, so this game
Co-op
has
mode.
Yeah, co-op mode is old. It's always had co-op mode, or it has for a long time. The game does have a lot of different characters, and they have different rules for how you play the game.
Would this benefit from like playing portably? Would it be better, worse, about the same?
I would say it's about the same.
Okay.
It's
Would it be
simple
something that would?
game, control-wise.
Yeah. Would it be fun to play like on a train or something? Like if you had headphones or?
If you're addicted to it as I am, yes.
Okay.
Once you get really far into the game, a lot of it is trying to do like a really difficult playthrough again and again that takes, about 20 minutes to finish.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have like a commute with that kind of time, that would be pretty much perfect.
Nice.
Maybe.
Cool.
But
Yeah,
like I said, I cannot recommend this game enough.
Yeah, there are so many games that would actually fit that description. Now I think about it.
the 20-minute
The
segments.
the community. Yeah, lots of indie games would fit that quite well.
I think that's one of the most genius points of Zelda, is like everything. And it's one of the genius, and the one thing I didn't like by the end is that everything is like a commute length. In like you can, the shrines are all like 10-20 minutes. The distance between places is like 5-10 minutes. Like everything is like bite size. Even the beasts themselves are. There's a bunch of small objectives about 5 to 10 minutes apart. So like,
that's the stuff that I liked, because then I'm the kind of guy that I don't know. Very rarely do I have a game that I will sit down and play for hours and hours on end. I'm usually max playing for like an hour, and then I want to go to bed or something, you know.
Well,
yeah. Yes.
There's no spring chicken anymore.
Nope.
Says a guy like 2-3 years older than him.
Well, Ty, do you have anything more to say about the Necro Dancer?
I'm really curious about what the new character is and how they play.
It's Mario.
Oh, okay. How does he play?
Really well.
What?
No, it's Barbara the Bat.
that would be hype. I would be day one, yo.
That's the only musical rhythm game Nintendo character I can think of.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I got so
She's the bat with the giant boobs.
Yes.
Yeah, Rouge the Bat.
Yeah. They're like giant, small boobs. It's really weird.
No fucking Unjammer Lammy knockoff.
She looks like a Shantae character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not. I don't know.
All right, so I'm done.
Okay.
Buy those games though.
There it is.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and close out new business. Well, new business is done, so whatever. We're going to go ahead and move on to some now playing at the Famicast.com.
All right.
James, take it away.
Oh, my first? I thought Cyrus was first.
I was going to say just to introduce it because you.
Now playing at the Famicast.com. You mean like
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
Okay. Take it away, Cyrus.
Oh yeah, going first. We should be hype, like this says in the show notes, to be hyped for Collector's Corner. So me and Danny were we did our special Patreon show this week where we talk about obscure, weird game stuff we've been picked up over the years. So I got some card collections. He had some weird Game Boy accessories. It's a good time.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, I actually prefer watching the video version of this show to the audio version because it makes a lot more sense, obviously.
Yeah, we do show off some of the stuff we're talking about on camera.
But hey, even if you do want to check out the audio version, I try to put as many pictures as I can inside the enhanced editions. And if you solely download MP3s, God bless you. There are also some show notes that actually have several photographs and stuff of the items that we're talking about, so you can check that out there.
All on the Famicast.com.
I found we're pretty good too about catching each other and asking each other for descriptions of stuff when we get a bit carried away. So
yeah. So
Nice.
yeah, because I was getting carried away for a while, and then I had to check myself, and
Before you wrecked yourself.
yeah, it's too late. One of the other things
you guys have got a lot of shit on your shelves, so that series is going to go on for years.
Yes. Next up here, as I talked about in the new business, if you want to read a review for a fantastically terrible game, check out my review for RBI Baseball 17 on the Switch. You can find that on the Famicast.com. Check it out. Ty.
Oh yes. Now playing at the Famicast are our words about the games we saw. There's a name for that. Famichatting.
Yes.
Yeah, so we wrote our drive-by impressions of most or all of the games that came up on the Nintendo Direct. Yeah,
which we're also going to talk about on this show later.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you want to TLDR it, you can just scoot on over to the Famicast.com and check those out.
So if it was too long, didn't read, you want to send them to read it on the Famicast.
No, it's to send them to skim it. Right?
If you like your sarcasm written based, text based, go to the Famicast.com. Next up, I would like to thank some people. That's my job this episode. So I'd like to say, first of all, big thanks to Rich, Joel, and Chris, which we've mentioned before. We've said thank you to these guys before, but just a huge thanks to these guys because they are our biggest donors and they've continued to be our biggest donors. And we'd just like to say we really appreciate it. It's like you don't have to donate as much as those guys do, but they do, and it's amazing, and we really appreciate it. And yeah, it's just awesome, and we just want to say thank you again to those guys, and also to Fidel and Aaron, because they're on the level 3 tier, but they give a little bit more money than you need to get the podcast, but they like the podcast and they want to give us a little bit more as well. Like, really appreciate it. So thank you to Fidel and Aaron for doing that. Danny, you're last.
Yes. And so, like we talked about at the beginning of the show, Tokyo Game Show's coming up. We're going to be there. I don't know if we're going to be there all on the same day, but we're all going to go there, and we're going to have, the second half of episode 110 is all going to be about TGS stuff, what we played, what we saw, who we saw, whatever, all that type of stuff. So
we don't even know. we don't even know yet.
We don't even know. Well, yeah. It's going to be awesome.
Find out what we did at TGS at the Famicast.com.
Yeah. Please wait until after TGS to maybe find that out. But
if you're listening live now, we don't know what we did at TGS.
I could argue that maybe we did, but I do. But anyway, I think that's going to go ahead and do it for now. Playing at Famicast.com. Check us out there. And yeah. That's it.
Do drugs.
Do drugs.
Okay. Time to open up that folder of images.
Yes.
Starting at Minecraft.
Mm-hmm. Okie dokie. So, next up, we're going to go ahead and break down the Nintendo Direct. Well, you might have already read our Fami chatting, but it doesn't matter because you're going to listen to this and you're going to love it.
That's right. This has got more. It's more in depth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Voice-based sarcasm instead of text-based sarcasm.
Yes. So we've all seen the Direct more or less, right? Or at least know what happened.
I watched the European one and then I skimmed the Japanese one to see what was different because it was like 5 minutes longer than the other ones. So I had to find out what those 5 minutes were.
Yep, same with me.
I started watching with the Japanese one, and then I just didn't watch the other ones.
Well,
it's pretty much
the Japanese one was quite different, but yeah, whatever.
But a lot of the base stuff is the same.
Yeah.
So
first of all, I just skipped through the whole first 10 minutes because it was 3DS stuff. But I did notice a few little tidbits as I was skimming past it to get to the Nintendo Switch stuff. The first one was Minecraft on 3DS, or new 3DS, or new 2DS. You need a new in the title of your system to play it.
Right.
Which is like a long time coming, and it's kind of surprising because like shitty games like, was it Cube Creator or, Blockcraft or whatever it's called, all those kind of copycat games have been on 3DS for fucking ages, and they've been really popular, especially in Japan. I don't think they have retail like versions, but they're always on the eShop.
Yeah, and they're cheap as shit too.
And they look exactly like Minecraft. It's kind of amazing. So it's weird how like official Minecraft hasn't been on it, because you think, well, I can't handle it, and then you see these games which look exactly like it, and you're like, well, I can handle it. So there you go. As the 3DS is, on its knees dying, they bring out Minecraft. Brilliant.
It is. But it's a system with a lot of people that that own it, and especially kids and stuff too. So I think it's still a good idea
Yeah, I think this is going to be big, and especially, well, not especially, but it will be big in Japan with Japanese kids, because I still see kids playing 3DSs now. And yeah, I don't think it has the Mario stuff, which is weird. Well, I don't think it has pretty much any of the kind of special packages.
No, it just has like 5 costume packs. They were very specific about that up front.
It's like, we barely made Minecraft work on the 3DS. Available now. Please understand. Yeah, it's literally available now, right?
Yeah, it came out like after the Direct.
The Sega Saturn did.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that was a weird one for me, because it's like, it was a cool surprise, like, oh wow, it's on the 3DS, but at the same time, it was like, it's not on the 3DS already?
Right.
It was
What's
like
this game I've been playing all this time? Cube Creator? Shit! I overpaid.
No.
Weird. There was the same thing on the Wii U. I mean, on this podcast alone, I must have taken the piss about the fact that Minecraft wasn't on Wii U for literally 3 years. And then it finally came out, and I was like, okay, well, that joke doesn't work anymore, but it still kind of does, because it was 3 years too late. And this is like 5 years too late. So
Yeah.
it is kind of weird. Yep. Anyway, next. Mario Party the Top 100, available November 10th.
Barf.
Yeah, I mean, I like Mario Party to a certain extent, but
No, you don't.
I don't.
okay, I've always hated it. No, I had fun with some of the N64 ones, but pretty much after N64, I don't think I've even played any of them.
I really like the YouTube compilations of Luigi winning by doing nothing.
Yeah, it is really a dice roll, isn't it? Excuse the pun. Who wins those games?
Yeah.
But like, I rented the first one on N64 and then got like a fucking bloody hole in the middle of my
Yeah.
and then never played it again. I literally was that lawsuit.
That's the
I didn't know about the lawsuit at the time. Could have got some money.
it's
Right.
got those hidden Christian undertones, like Stigmata, the game.
Fuck.
Yeah. My mum walks in, I'm there laid in my bed, 2 like bloody holes on my hands, just laying there. My God, what happened here? I'll just play Mario Party, Mum. Don't worry about it.
Every time Mario Party comes up, I want to interject. If you want to play the good version of Mario Party, play Pac-Man Fever on the GameCube. It's the exact same thing, except all the games are good, and none of them destroy your controller or your hands.
I thought you were going to say something like, in the year of our Lord 2017, why hasn't Mario Party ever been online?
No, who gives a shit? The game sucks. It sucks offline and it sucks online.
Mental.
There it is.
Right? There
Next.
it is.
Metroid Samus Returns, available September 15th, which is yesterday at the time of recording.
Yeah, I thought it was
Available
kinda
now.
odd. I thought it was kind of odd that they included it here, but okay.
Did you get the
Yeah.
amiibo for this, Danny?
I have the Metroid amiibo, and I haven't opened it up yet. It's downstairs.
Oh, you can
yeah.
get them in single packs here, can you?
Yeah. I got it.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, I've seen one today actually when I was.
Yeah.
front row
Changes
for the-
things.
I was in the game shop today. I saw they're actually putting them behind the counter, so you have to ask for them. But I don't really see them being that popular in Japan, because amiibos are not popular, and you know, Metroid isn't popular. So
Yeah, well, if the My Nintendo store is any indication of popularity, which they're just piss poor at keeping stock, I think. I mean, they were sold out. I ordered mine from there, and it was fine. But like a week later, they're all sold out, and they've been sold out since they went up for pre-order back in fucking June. Good fucking work, guys.
So you have ordered them?
Yeah, no, I ordered just the Metroid.
Okay.
Um,
The jelly top Metroid.
yeah. So, looks nice.
Yeah, that's
Not on the
I kinda
shelf,
want
it's on my
one.
floor.
I have Zero Suit and Samus from the Smash line, so
Okay, cool. I just got the regular Samus. Regular Smash Samus. I thought it was pretty cool.
yep.
Yeah. Well, next up, actually getting into Switch things, Xenoblade Chronicles 2,
Xenoblade Chronicles T.
which actually has a release
Naimburu.
date.
Did anyone else notice like a lot of the characters were Scottish? That really threw me.
It was the same in the first Xenoblade, wasn't it? It was all UK voice acting.
Get iron brood on you, lad. That'll slit your Xenoblade out. I don't know, really, it was weird to me. I thought they were all like English, British English in the first one, but I didn't play the first one. So I'll take your word for that, Danny.
So I've just played the Japanese ones.
Do they put on like English accents while they speak Japanese?
Yes. I don't know. It's like Tom in Shenmue. When you play him, whenever you meet him in the Japanese version, he's just as obnoxious as he is in the English version, which is great.
So this is coming out December 1st. So it is coming out this year.
Yeah.
Much to the surprise.
Yeah, I think it's December 2nd. I think it's December 2nd in Japan, but it's basically the same day with the time difference and stuff.
Do you remember that? I said this in the family chatting as well. Like Zelda, Breath of the Wild. I don't know if it was actually even called Breath of the Wild at that point, but like Xenoblade Chronicles X and Zelda working title for Wii U were going to launch like the December of the same year, and then Zelda got delayed, and Xenoblade X came out because I thought it was weird that because like for whatever it was, 6 months that we thought they were both going to come out. I was like, are they really going to release two 100-hour action adventure RPGs in the same month? That just seems weird to me. And then no, they delayed Zelda, so I was like, okay, that makes more sense. I thought, well, I guess people have had enough time with Zelda by now. I guess
at that time for Xenoblade, it was mostly just the localization that was taking the time because the game was done. It was out in Japan like in May 2015, right. Like April 2015. So, yeah.
Those barely dressed 13-year-olds aren't going to get localized themselves, are they?
Exactly. You get it. Is anybody interested in picking this thing up?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I was really excited for Xenoblade Chronicles, the first one, and then I never got to it, and I never got back on the excitement horse after that. Like it just kind of, it left without me. So I'm whatever.
People said that Xenoblade Chronicles, the first one, they said, okay, this potentially could be the best game, the best RPG of this generation. You know, PS3. Xbox 360, Wii generation. I was like, but let's just wait because Final Fantasy 13 hasn't come out yet. So let's see how that could beat it. And then you didn't hear anything about Final Fantasy 13 after that, did you? So I think by default, Xenoblade kind of won. But it was just weird because it was on the Wii and everyone hated the Wii at that point.
Yeah.
And it was like, why am I playing garbage baby RPGs on my shitty last generation console? But there weren't actually any other good RPGs on the other consoles. So I think it was that and The Last Story, wasn't it? The Last Story and Xenoblade.
And then that Pandora's Towers game is more like an action game. But
yeah, I wasn't going to include that. But like, yeah, basically like the top two best RPGs were not on the HD consoles. It was on the Wii, which was weird. But those girls' breasts are just ridiculously large, aren't they? There's no two ways about it. You can't avoid it. There's like this like skinny little boy, and then there's a skinny little girl next to it, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, she's not a skinny little girl.
I almost feel she had small breasts when they first showed this game.
No, because the boy was reaching out in between her tits because of like the glowing orb, and it.
Oh yeah, the tits orb.
Oh goodness.
It looks like she's smuggling watermelons. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like they are really out of place on that chest.
Yeah, she couldn't stand up straight. If she was a real person, she wouldn't be able to stand up straight. That's
Slip an image into the chat here.
Oh god.
Not work safe. No, it's work safe-ish. Right?
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
Wow.
Oh man, Ty's just uploaded a camera shot from below, which makes them look even larger.
It's
a Xenoblade character.
Does the game have a boob size slider? That's what's important here.
Only in Japan.
Of course.
Yes.
No, it's not a custom character this time, is it? It's pre-made characters.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting question, Ty, you bring up about breasts. Will it get localized to have smaller breasts in the Western version?
Well, they've already
place your bets.
So they've already kind of committed by showing these enormous boobs
So when they get
Nintendo
taken out, then that's when a certain group of gamers can go mental over it.
Oh boy.
Let me contact my local senator.
Yeah, exactly. Start a petition. Yeah, just start the petition now. Write the draft of the petition now, and then just hit publish when the breasts are smaller. Save you some time later.
There it is.
Well, breasts aside, this game still really does look fantastic.
Yeah.
Like,
they do.
yeah,
I mean,
I don't know what they're doing with the Wii U, or whatever console this is, Switch. They're like, it looks really, really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously though, like the way they've got the 12 factions and stuff, and they all live on the backs of those Titans, is it?
Yeah.
I thought that was a really cool idea, because like the first Xenoblade Chronicles, it was supposed to be like two massive. The whole world is like two massive monsters that just landed in the sea or something, and then the civilization grew on the backs of them, right? So this is kind of like that, but expanded like way further. So
right,
it's a cool idea.
Yeah, this like Sai said, the visuals are great. Just like looking at in-engine footage and stuff like that, things are running like super freaking smoothly, and yeah, everything just looks fantastic. It's pretty crazy.
Next, we have a Splatoon 2 update, which already live at the time of recording, and very, very live by the time you're listening to this. The two biggest things were the return of Kelp Dome, everyone's favorite Kelp Dome.
Love that stage.
Love that stage. Looks like they made some adjustments to it, more of the mesh kind of bridge things, apparently.
Yeah, so and squid form, you fall through them.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you notice, because they used to have like a nice little circular section in the middle, didn't it, that you could like defend, that you had to defend. I couldn't really see it in the new footage, that part. Maybe it looked like it had been completely turned into the mesh thing, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, they might have.
Yeah. And the other thing was the new weapon called the Tentabrella, which is like this massive fucking like tent, and in Japanese it is actually called the camping tent or something like that. Nice. It's like it's ginormous. It's ridiculous, and you can actually make it fly forward as well.
Have you seen this thing, Ty?
No.
It's literally Reinhardt's shield. Like, it's huge.
Oh, good shit.
Oh, okay, that's why you mentioned that. I see.
Yeah,
I want to see some scrub quotes about it.
In Overwatch, the main character I play he's got a huge shield, like exactly the same dimensions as this Splatoon shield. So I'm like, I hate the umbrella weapon, but I do like Reinhardt.
I haven't even played the umbrella weapon yet. Haven't even unlocked it. Looking forward to not using it? ?
They force you to use it in hero mode for a bit, so you get a taste.
Okay. Next up, we have Fire Emblem Musou Warriors.
Yeah.
That's coming out in Japan later this month. I think the 29th or something. And yeah, coming out in the West.
October 20th.
Yeah.
So it's coming out soon. Oh, I've seen boxes for it already in game shops.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Apparently, like the European version, like they showed the collector's edition of the game off after this direct, and it leaked a bunch more characters because they're like on the cover of the game and they forgot about them.
And they've got 2 more amiibos for it.
Yeah.
A girl and a boy.
Who is it?
That's the best I got.
And like Tiki or something? I can't remember. I don't know shit about these games.
I was kind of spacing out whenever this was showing off, honestly.
I mean, I didn't even go for Zelda Warriors.
Yeah.
Was it called Zelda Warriors? No, Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors. I know you shit on the idea of it. It's actually, I mean, it's mindless, but it's satisfying in just a way that's really even kind of hard to describe. Like, I was just thinking about this earlier. Like, my wife, even whenever I had first got it, she played a little bit of it, and she was having fun with it. She's not really a gamer. It was just fun.
Yeah, it's just mindless fun.
Good luck to you both. But like, it's like combining Fire Emblem, which I have 0 interest in, and then the Musou games, the Warriors games, which I have even less than 0 interest in. So you put those two together. See you later.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's like the only thing that carried me through like the hundreds of hours I put into Zelda Warriors was that it's all the Zelda fan service.
Yeah.
Boobs. Yeah. Midna's boobs.
Midna's boobs. That's wrong. Next up, we've got Snipper Clips Plus.
Yeah.
Um,
Secret good game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently. I mean, I was worried when I saw this. I was like, oh god, they're adding 5 extra levels and they're gonna like repackage it and charge you like $30 for it. But apparently you can just download the new shit if you got the original game as DLC.
Yeah.
So that saved it.
Unpacking it.
Yeah. So I guess they were just surprised that lots of people liked it. So they're like, okay, we need to do more of this and quickly.
Yeah,
So
this
that's
is
what
a
they
game
do.
like I just bust out periodically, just like, hey, want to play a couple of games?
Oh right, you have it. Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's not a game I could play for long periods of time, but it's just like, hey, these are fun, like quirky. You really have to communicate in this game, which is really fun. Like, you know, the main thing of like cutting your guy in half. So trying to explain to your partner, like, oh, can you rotate your body just a little bit more? Okay, now crouch, and you're like, you have to talk. You can't. It's a very talky co-op game. And the new
Enough
thing
about your personal life, Cyrus. Have you finished all the main missions in the game?
No, not yet. Like I said, I'm going through real slow.
Okay,
But
so you're not going to get this DLC for a long time yet.
Not for a while.
If at all.
If I ever get it, I will enjoy it, but I'm not sure I will ever get there.
You've got to finish it by November 10th.
Yeah, I have a time limit.
Next is Morphe's Law.
Such a great
Actually, can you say that for us, Cyrus? It makes more sense if you say it.
Murphy's Law.
There you go. Are you offended or happy by the name?
I don't know. It depends on how offended all the Mexicans are by this weird Day of the Dead theme that's going on.
Yeah, they're a bit confused by their themes, aren't they?
Yeah, so we talked about this a bit last time, that it's a really weird looking game.
Yeah, I don't even know how to describe this game. It's like Attack on Titan versus Splatoon. It's like, what? I don't know.
It's big head mode.
It
Yeah.
is big head mode, the game.
Right.
Yeah.
You shoot someone's head, and then your head gets bigger.
Their head gets smaller.
Their head gets smaller. And then, better example is like shoot someone in the leg, your legs get bigger, and then you can jump higher.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or if you shoot someone, make them smaller, they can run into small doors to escape you.
Right.
Yeah, it's a really cool idea for a game, but it's so visually unappealing. Like,
Yeah.
it almost looks like it's just made up of random spare assets they had lying around.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And it's 100% not that. Like, they probably put so much love and care into making this game, but it just looks like like I said, a bunch of random assets that they had lying around or bought on Steam or something.
I don't know. I like it.
Occasionally reminded me of like No More Heroes or something. A certain graphic style to it.
Who needs textures? They're overrated.
I was just remembering like stages from, oh my god, Counter-Strike, like D-Dust or something, and
Yeah.
it's like this. Like what came to my mind was just.
Anyway, it's available this winter, this holiday season.
I wish it well.
I think it's also on PC or coming to PC or simultaneously coming to PC.
I kind of hope some other popular first-person shooters just straight up steal the idea and use it in a side mode.
Overwatch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised that this even got the light of day on the Japanese Direct. Like,
yeah, that's
I
crazy.
figured they would have just skipped over it or something, but no.
Lots of things are, when I was scanning through the Japanese one, I was like, holy shit, this is coming out in Japan?
Yeah,
and
bizarre, right?
Yeah.
Pushing that region-free thing, I guess.
Yeah, but then not in other times. It's weird. Anyway, next we have is Rocket League, which again is coming this holiday.
Oh boy.
I think I took this screenshot on the American version then. This holiday. Such a generic way of saying Christmas, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
This Kwanzaa.
Hey, how dare you?
Mario, Luigi cars, Metroid cars, which can't crawl. All available.
Yes.
Exclusive on Nintendo.
That was.
I got nothing. Some of the I don't know if there are any new stages, but the
No,
local
just the 3
co-op
cars.
yeah, the local co-op is Switch exclusive, isn't it? Well, obviously by design, I guess. Local wireless, like.
Oh, the like link a bunch of switches together.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly. But yeah, apparently they're trying to get it all DLC. Everything is going to be simultaneously on all the 3 consoles at the same time from that point onwards. You know, which is like a hell of a task. I was listening. I think I was listening to an IGN podcast about this, and yeah, it sounds crazy because they've got all different ways of like, you know, how you have to submit your games. It takes different amounts of time, so you have to kind of like plan so far in advance, you know, for all to get everything to hit at the same time. It's kind of like when you even just 2 consoles is difficult, but like when you got 3 plus the PC version, it's like, yeah, it's a lot of work, but they're going to do it. So good luck to them.
Yeah. Are you going to pick that up, James?
Yeah, I think I'll eventually will get this. I mean, I like cars and I like football, so why not? I mean, I don't. What's that?
I was like, Ty, you have it, right?
I don't, but I played it a bit whenever they have the free weekends.
Oh, okay. And Cyrus, no.
I think
No, I play Lucio Ball in Overwatch. It's the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not?
and
Like
Todd,
I remember, I played the original game, like the super powered rocket jumping cars or whatever it was called. Like the terrible name it had, the first game, and that was actually a lot of fun. But I was just never interested in picking this game up.
the crazy thing is, if Ty does get it on his Xbox and I get it on my Switch, we'd actually be able to play together.
Yeah, holy shit.
That's the crazy thing.
No, I'm going to double dip.
Here.
Well, I mean, I never even paid for my version that I have. It was just a gift thanks to the Sony gods, you know.
I was going to say, Danny won't be able to play with me and Ty because
No, ever since I got when I had that game, I think it came out on PSN for like free like a week or 2 before I was going back to America, and I just kept thinking, my God, why don't they have this on Vita or or something like that? And they never did. And this is
rest in peace.
All my dreams coming true now.
There you go. Next we have, what the hell is this? Arena of Valor.
This is the MOBA, is it?
So
Yeah.
yes, MOBA. And I guess
Silence.
it's pretty popular
Crickets.
in Asia.
The beta version is available at winter.
Actually, it's a beta version.
Okay. I was reading the European version.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
Yeah, like all I know from this is like it looks like every other MOBA. It's probably fine if you like MOBAs, but they had that one line in the video. It was like first kill, double kill, triple kill, all of the features you like in your MOBAs. I was like, wow, that is really scraping the barrel of things if you're trying to advertise.
Right.
Like Mario, he can run, he can jump, everything you like in your Mario games.
Right. Wasn't that the Mario Run tagline?
Oh god, yeah.
You can run, you can jump, you can play it with one hand.
See, even that had one new thing in it.
There you go. So when it says beta version, I assume that means like free for all to download.
Yeah, probably like a test punch, but like
okay.
Test.
I can't even promise at this point as if I can even be asked to do that. So that's how little interest I have in this game.
Yeah.
I have like a 3-week period where me and Ty, we grind our way through Heroes of the Storm on PC to unlock stuff in Overwatch, and that is pure torture. So
yeah, especially with me, I complain about how bad the game is the entire time.
Okay, next we've got a big hit. It's Skyrim, coming on the 17th of November.
Yep. Yeah.
That's like lots of things launch on that date. That's like, wasn't like the Wii and the Wii U all came out around about that date?
Basically, GameCube on that day is like the 18th. Yeah, I mean, it's
a big game.
Yeah.
And it has Amiibo support, which is weird.
What would you even do with Amiibos in that game?
You get Zelda gear.
yeah, it gives you like Breath of the Wild Zelda gear.
Okay.
So you look like a really ugly looking Link.
Yeah, it's like Link has let himself go.
Yeah.
It's like, what's up?
Looks like he's about 50 years older.
Right. And similar to Breath of the Wild, doesn't like a chest just like slam on the ground in front of you?
Something like that.
I think that's what they showed in the direct.
Yes, and they did say they did have Japanese release information too. I think they just said like 2018.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah.
But you know, if you really want to, you could just get off the American store.
You could, but if you're Japanese, like Jesus Christ,
we have a lot of people in Japan who listen to us, but I'm just assuming they're all like Americans or whatever, Europeans.
Probably. Yeah, exactly.
They do. If there are any Japanese-speaking Japanese people listening, yeah, just make an American account.
Yes,
whatever.
I think if there are Japanese people listening to our show, I think they already know that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So next we have the two big I would say the biggest shocks for me.
Yeah.
Which is Doom and Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus.
Yeah.
Doom is coming at holiday, basically Christmas, and then Wolfenstein is next year, 2018. Is that coming out on Xbox and whatever earlier?
October.
Wolfenstein? Okay.
I think it's
October,
a little early.
October 27th, I think, is what it is for
Oh,
Wolfenstein.
Yeah. That's Mario's date as well.
Yeah. I could be wrong, but
no, I think that sounds right. I think a lot of games are coming out like that week or that month, so it makes sense.
Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein. Yeah.
So, out of those three, Skyrim, Doom, Wolfenstein, will you be getting any of them?
I'm interested in Wolfenstein.
Eventually, I think in the order of I would get them would be Doom, Wolfenstein, and Skyrim. Doom definitely. I mean, I think it was a listener question. I can't remember now, but somebody was asking us like, what games would we like? What third-party games would we like to see come on the Switch? And I literally said like Doom and GTA 5, and a game that's coming later is almost that. So I'm happy. I requested this several months ago. So that
Nintendo were listening.
There you go. Exactly.
Looking at footage from Wolfenstein, I think from E3, it looked pretty funny. It looked pretty cool. I haven't played that.
They didn't show any footage of the Switch version on this one, so I don't think they've even started working on it yet. But the Doom one, and I incorrectly on Twitter said it's probably not the Switch version that they showed in the Direct, but industry sources close to the Famicast have confirmed to us that it was the Switch version running in docked mode. That's what they showed.
Fucking incredible! Like, it looks so good. I also thought this has to be fake.
Yeah. So don't worry if you're listening. That was the Switch version, and it is real. Because you just expect that. Because like with the Wii U, when the Wii U first launched, they showed like Batman. They showed Metro something First Light or something like that, which never came out. And that was all bullshots. It was all bullshit. Like all of those were like 360 or PC versions. So I guess it's just my instinct to just assume those things now when I see like, new game that's coming out later in the year or next year. Honestly, it's running on the Switch. I don't believe it. That's my first instinct. So yeah, exciting. Next up is Danny's favorite game.
Oh, fuck this game.
It's available now, right now. It's an update for Danny's favorite game, which the Japanese title is
Wars, and then here it's Battle Sports Maker.
Flip Wars.
It's not very good.
New stage, local wireless play. No one
It
cares.
is cool that they are updating it, but I really hated how this game launched with like half of not even half. It was like all of the options were coming soon.
Yes, and that was and even after they fixed that, it was like, okay, these are achievements, and I don't want to play this game anymore to even see where I rank with what few friends I have no friends I have that fucking own this thing,
It's like one Mario Party bonus game, but like as a whole game.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. It's just kind of boring.
Right. So it's not a full game. It's you can't really make it's a one-trick pony.
In their defense, I mean, it is pretty damn cheap. It's only like $10, 1,000 yen or something like that.
That's
So,
not cheap.
okay.
Wasn't there like that really cute little Japanese RPG for like $5 or something like that? I forgot what it's called.
Kamiko?
Yeah, that one.
Kamiko?
That's cheap and that's, worth it.
Okay.
This is twice that and not worth it. So
avoid this.
But Danny still gave it a 10.
10 out of 10.
Which is weird.
Good review. Famicast.com.
Better or worse than Troll and I?
Oh, definitely better.
Okay.
Troll and I is a fucking mess. At least you can actually play this thing. Troll and I is a fucking mess.
Okay. Next is Ty's favorite part of any Nintendo Direct is when they announce re-releases of old games.
Yeah, oh boy.
For lots of monies.
Yeah.
So this is weird. So they're starting this new series called Arcade Archives, which is starting at the end of this month, 27th of September. And the first game that they're going to do is Mario Brothers, but Versus.
Yeah, the Mario Bros. Versus game.
Which is not Super Mario Brothers. This is like, the Versus game where you hit turtles upside down and then occasionally help the person.
I used to play this on my Atari 7800.
I played the actual arcade version.
Dang.
I played it in Mario 3. Fuck you.
Yeah.
So I guess what they wanted to do is like bring the arcade games back, which they've never done before. Or they did do some on Wii, I think.
But
like some
Nintendo
games.
Nintendo didn't do any themselves.
No, I think. Oh yeah, because they had Virtual Console and then they had Virtual Arcade, and then that lasted for like a couple of months, and then they forgot about it. So I think the idea was like they wanted to make like the Switch where you could just like break off the Joy-Cons and just play two-player arcade games together. That was the pitch that they gave in this Direct. But all the games that they announced, like, all those initial like Nintendo arcade games were all garbage. It's like Versus Ice Climbers, like Versus Balloon Fight or whatever. No one gives a shit about those games.
It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, but not like. Well, we don't know how much they're going to charge for these, but it's going to be more than. Yeah, exactly. What I'd hope they do is that you download like a shell app, and then you can like download games into it, kind of like have like a mini arcade within it. But if these are all like individual games, that's like for $5, $10 each. That's ridiculous.
It's Hamster doing these. Yeah, they're the guys that have been involved with doing the ports of like. Aren't they doing like the Neo Geo games and like all that?
Oh,
shit?
is that them?
I'm pretty sure it's them. It's like the Arcade Archives is what it's called. They're doing it, and if that's the case, that shit ain't being. You're gonna do it piecemeal, like at least $8 a pop.
Whoa.
But
yeah,
I will say the only one I'm really super interested in is the Versus Super Mario Brothers, because it's basically a harder version of Super Mario Brothers, which that seems kind of neat.
I've seen the actual one of those in Japan. It was in a Village Vanguard. If you've ever been to that shop.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, in theory, if these games were free, in theory, it's a good idea. You know what I mean? It's like free for all now. Play these, try it out. But yeah, I was kind of interested in how they started off with actual footage of the arcade cabinets. That was kind of interesting. But yeah, that's about it. I got nothing. Available soon. Next, we got Amiibos. Cyrus.
Oh yeah. So these aren't exactly new. This is the 4 champions from Zelda.
Yeah, I know who these are now. I recognize them.
And I really like all of these characters. Like, you barely get to see them, but they're really cool characters in Zelda. So yeah, they're cool.
I haven't pre-ordered. I've had them pre-ordered since June.
Yeah,
So
I'm like
weapons and materials apparently.
So yeah, it looks like they just drop all the standard stuff that all of the Amiibo do. Like, they drop items and they drop weapons.
But maybe rarer stuff? Question mark.
Probably not. But they do also drop, like, every Amiibo that works the game drops all kind of the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then also like one unique thing. So these guys also drop their like helmets based on the guardian beasts they represent.
Right. Yeah, I was surprised when they really hide the amiibo feature in Breath of the Wild. It's kind of amazing.
You have
Like
to actually turn it on.
yeah, you have to actually turn it on because I was like, where is it? And then it was in like deep in the options. You turn it on, it's like then it becomes one of your runes. Yeah, I a couple of times I've like scanned all my amiibos in and got some like food and stuff, but I haven't really needed it. I just did it for the hell of it, and then I haven't really like ran out of food or stuff, so I haven't really needed to do that. So I don't know why you would buy these amiibos to do that.
Like, these definitely are amiibo for your shelf. These are not amiibo for stuff.
Yes.
Collector's Corner episode 10. There you go.
Yes. 10 years
All
after the
the
fact.
amiibo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next, we got some sports games.
Yep. NBA 2K18 and FIFA 18.
Yep.
I like sports. Don't really like soccer games that much.
NBA is on the 5th. Oh, NBA is out now. And FIFA is on the 29th of September.
Yeah. And like even I think NBA, I mean, all these games are coming out in Japan as well. So, yeah.
Nice. Not now, like later? Or?
No. Same like this month. I think NBA it's coming out soon or.
Yeah, NBA is 15th.
Yeah, but
Friday.
for Japan, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit later.
But the NBA one is causing a little bit of controversy because this is the one that says, hey, you need to buy a micro SD card to even play this game, yo, even if you are buying the cartridge, which is weird. Cartridge, game card, whatever. And did you read this? Like the save files are 5 gigs each.
What?
Yes.
That's just bad programming. I'm sorry, that's just bad programming.
That's a lot of these sports games. I don't know what the fuck they're all
doing
there, but yeah, same type of shit, man.
I mean, when you've got consoles with like a terabyte on, these kind of things might happen without you knowing. You don't really give a shit. You're like, okay, I'll just create a new profile. Oh, there's 10 gigabytes gone. But like with a system like the Switch, where 5 gigs is like a quarter of your space gone. Yeah, it's gonna leave a mark, isn't it? But it does highlight how fucking optimized a lot of third-party games are. Just not on Switch, I just mean in general. Just like they just don't give a shit. It's like people will download this shit, they won't even care. It's like But when on these kind of things do stand out on Nintendo systems more because like Nintendo games are so fucking optimized. Like Splatoon 1 on the Wii U had so many updates, so many extra things, and it only added up to like 400 megabytes of additional storage. It's crazy. And like Mario Maker was the same thing. Like massive, huge updates happened to that game, patches and stuff, but literally less than like a couple of 100 megabytes for all of that. But like, what was the Wii U third-party game that needed? Oh, like fucking like Black Ops 2 or something like that. It was just like day one patch and it's like 2 gigs. It's like, okay, what was that? It does nothing.
Disney Infinity.
Yeah.
Delete your Splatoon save file if you want to download this one.
Nah, don't do that. You'd be an idiot. So, yeah, buy a micro SD card if you want to play NBA.
Yeah, actually, rewinding a bit on that point to Doom. Doom is having a bit of a funky system where they're releasing the single player camp. If you buy like the game,
that's less bad though. That's less bad because it's just the multiplayer.
Yeah, it's less bad, but it leaves me a little worried of what developers will do in the future with the Wii or with the Switch.
Yeah. To get around the price of the game cards, I guess.
Yeah, so like I could see basically every game developer again unoptimizing their code and just saying whatever. Just put the minimum amount we can on the cart and then make the user download the rest.
Well, that would be fine if like the single player worked, you know what I mean, straight out the box. But like NBA, I don't think you can do anything until you've downloaded the patch and
you can.
whatever. That is really bad. I can't believe Nintendo allowed that. That's really weird. That because like even like Xbox and PlayStation 4 games, like they install like off the disc like a certain amount that you need to just start playing the game, right? And you can play the game before it's even finished installing or something like that, right?
No, not always. Oh my fucking
not
God.
Always.
Yeah, I had an issue with Madden a couple years back. I downloaded it, I installed it, and then I started up the game, and then like the EA thing was like, "Oh, we got to do some shit," and it was like took like 6 hours. I don't even know what the hell it was doing.
Okay. Well, yeah. I guess in the initial conferences of either PS4 and Xbox One, that's what they lied and said that you could definitely do for all games. Play the game instantly while it, downloads in the background or installs in the background. But yeah, it's gonna suck. I guess what Cyrus was saying, like, third-party companies could just buy the cheapest, the smallest game card, whatever that is, however many gigs that is. Let's say it's like a 20 gig game card, and then just make you download the rest. That would suck.
Yep.
Because I don't call that like buying the download. I don't call that the game card version of the game. That's legitimately not what it is. And they could actually run into trouble in places like Europe. If like people are buying the game and then they can't fucking play it when they put it in.
What was it? Games like Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain. That was like you buy that game on the shelf and it was literally just a slip of paper with download
it was a piece of
code
paper.
inside it.
It was a Steam code. Yeah, it was like a link to Steam or something like that.
I think it was like 192 kilobytes on a Blu-ray.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
It was like a desktop shortcut that somebody dragged and dropped onto a Blu-ray. It's like amazing. Because even with like the Dragon Quest game, like on the 3DS, that was like a long running joke on the Famicast, where it was like a piece of paper inside a game box.
Yeah.
But like they say that straight up, the game card is not in this box.
Yeah, and even like that's a weird situation too, because that game's like it's running off of a streaming service.
Right, it's online only. But NBA, like people are going to be, they could buy it, start to play it on, on the bus ride back home, and it's like you can't. That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
every game should work if you put the game card in straight away. Maybe DLC extra shit, I understand, but like the main game should be on the game card. Anyway. We talked about that too much. Pokken, Cyrus? Coming out very soon?
Yeah, and like next week.
TGS time, yeah.
Yeah, 22nd, I think it comes out. So yeah, just very start of TGS.
Yep.
Again, they haven't really shown anything new about this since the announcement of the Switch version. It's just, they're trying to get people hyped up for the game again because no one played it on the Wii U.
And then after that, it was Octopath Traveler, which is releasing simultaneously. I guess that means in all regions in 2018.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I talked about this in my new business. It's cool. I'm not sold on it yet, but it could grow on me. Like, it's so visually nice. I might buy it just for that.
Yeah, man. And then we have the ARMS update, version 3 update, which I've already talked about in my new business. Lola Pop and her stage. It's already available. Download it now. Or it's probably already downloaded automatically.
Right.
Then, actually, this was another surprise, kind of. Dragon Quest Builders.
Yeah.
1 coming out in spring next year. The second one has been announced for the other consoles, actually, and Switch. The second one will eventually come out on Switch as well. But I guess they just wanted to get this first one out first. And it does make the most sense on Switch, really, doesn't it? I think it's on Vita. Is that right, Danny? In Japan?
Yeah, I think so. It probably is. Yeah. PS4, Vita, stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, I heard nothing but good things. I mean, it's like, Minecraft meets Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
2 games I've not played. But together it looks kind of cute. And it's kind of like made a game out of it. It's not just, building stuff. It's like a story progression. You build stuff as you go through. It's kind of interesting. Is anyone interested in that game?
Not in the slightest. Don't like Minecraft. Don't like Dragon Quest. This game has nothing for me.
I think it's on everything but Microsoft systems, isn't it? I think it's only on PlayStation and then Switch.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah. Nobody in Japan has an Xbox. Kirby Star Allies.
Yeah. It looks like a Kirby game. It looks cute. It's really nice. It's got a huge tanked out King Dedede. But
yeah. Fucking Dedede, man.
I love this old famous picture of like at some big wrestling event, some guy has like a cardboard sign in the crowd saying "Buff Dedede," because he's he's so bad in Smash Bros. He was like, "Come on, buff DD," and then the comment is like, "This wasn't a request. This was a prophecy."
There you go. Available spring 2018. Also, isn't it funny how in Japanese it's star arise, which could be star arise, but in English it's star allies?
That's right, because I looked at that, I was like, what? What the fuck are they trying to say?
It's beautiful.
Okay, I'm just now realizing this. Okay.
Star arise.
Schrodinger's cat of fucking pronunciation.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And then we have a bunch of indies just got shown, boom, 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 one after the other. Mm-hmm. SteamWorld Dig 2, which is coming out on the 21st of this month, very soon. Super hyped for that. Looks great. I don't think I'll get it on that day, but I'll definitely be picking it up as soon as I stop playing Zelda. Golf Story, Mario Golf meets an RPG of sorts, like SNES RPG. Okay.
Okay.
Nope.
I have an opinion about that.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay. That's coming out in September this month, just sometime this month. Then we have Nine Parchments, which is the Trine.
Looks real cool.
The Trine teams take on, like, what is it? Not Diablo.
Gauntlet.
Gauntlet. Thank you.
Oh yeah, that game, that arcade that I went to, the one in it's like Cologne, that had like an original Gauntlet cabinet there too. So that was pretty cool.
What's it called in Japanese?
No, it's just Gauntlet, like the Gauntlets, whatever. The famous standard-looking cabinet. It's called Gauntlet.
Okay, I thought it would have some fantastic, bizarre Japanese name.
Gauntletto.
No, like for Warriors, the Magic Challenge begins. DX or something like that. Next, we have Super Meat Boy Forever.
Whoop, whoop.
Which is it Switch first, I guess? Or
Yeah.
But
I don't remember. Did they say it was going to be like exclusive for like a month? Or did they not say?
I don't know.
I think there was a few that they announced afterwards, and it's like an hour of exclusivity or something.
Yes, Cyrus, you mentioned this possibly on the last episode, like about the indie showcase direct thing, where like a lot of the developers didn't actually know. Like they were like, "Wait, what? Did we say that?" That was interesting. But is this like randomly generated? Did I hear that on this direct? Like
this Meat Boy?
Yeah. Like it's gonna have some form of random generation.
I think it's like the more times you play a level, it will make it harder every successive time that you finish it.
Man, if only we knew someone on this show who likes that kind of game.
Yeah. Who knows?
That's coming out next year anyway. It's a long time away.
Yeah.
This didn't show up at all on the Japanese version.
Oh, okay.
A lot of these things.
The first one didn't even come out on Wii U in Japan, did it? Or did it eventually? Or no, it never did. Okay. Right.
It's weird because Japanese kids love meat.
Right?
It's like this joke whenever like my students are asking me, is like, "What's your favorite food? Do you like meat?" And they all just run away laughing. I'm like, "Okay, sure. See you later, kids."
Yep.
Do you like meat or bread?
And then when I do say like my favorite food is meat, they're all like, sugoi, amazing.
Then we have Lost Sphere from Square Enix. This is going to be a TGS, by the way.
I keep reading that as Spheal, the Pokemon.
Yeah, me too. I'm guilty of this.
Okay.
Okay.
It's always fun playing an RPG at Tokyo Game Show, isn't it? A text-heavy RPG.
My favorite. I love it when you have like a 45-minute demo of a thing too. It's great.
And you have like a 5-minute time limit.
Next we have Sega's showcase game, Cyrus.
DeviantArt.com.
Sonic Forces, good times. So, yeah, everyone tells me this game looked garbage. It just looks okay to me.
to you.
I won't be buying it at launch purely for financial reasons. Otherwise, I would get it at launch.
What's your persona?
Oh man, that's a deep question, yo.
Barbara the Bat.
Oh,
I think when I was in high school, I had a skunk, or was it a raccoon or something?
Please, no. Please read my comments in the Famicast chatting about this.
This is the game that like advertised itself with Sonic standing next to a steaming pile of flaming garbage. I'll just start to remind everyone of that.
Right? I mean, I think that's a really good idea and a good feature. Instead of introducing some garbage ass new character, they'll just let you create your own garbage ass.
Oh yeah, and it's great. It'll get all of the fans of the game will be posting fan art, and like, you know, it's a good way to build buzz for your game without trying.
Comes out on the 7th of November. Next, another game which will be at TGS, Revelatons 2, which comes out next month, November 28th.
Yep.
I think both 1 and 2 will be at TGS.
Sure.
I'll give the second one a shot.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd bother playing those at TGS because they're just like...
Because they're coming out so soon.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to buy them, I guess. But, you know, we'd like to report, you'll have a 2-man setup.
Yeah, see how they run.
Setup. Yeah, we'll inform the listeners how it plays, how it looks. Yeah, we'll try to anyway. Next is the game which I kind of hinted at earlier. So it was like Doom and GTA 5 is what I wanted. And instead we got Doom and LA Noire. Or as in Japanese it's called Dat Noide. That's how Japanese people pronounce it. Dat Noide. Was this in the Japanese one?
What?
Was this in the Japanese direct?
No, this wasn't in there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's...
No, Dat Noide. Okay.
Yeah, I have the 360 version.
Hey,
actually, this is like the Hong Kong version.
It's got the wrapping on.
The Asian one. And this thing is... I didn't realize this. This is 3 discs.
Oh, no, it's not. Okay.
This thing is 3 discs.
3 discs. Wow, 3 game cards.
Yeah.
But on those discs, those are actual just DVDs, right? So it's only like 4.7 gigs or whatever, 8 gigs.
Fuck, I don't remember.
It's probably like 24 or 30 gigs max, so you know, they easily fit on a game card. Don't worry about it. Or maybe Rockstar will just buy the cheap game cards and then make you install most of the game.
Yeah, have each case be a different download.
Yeah, 1 case on the card. But yeah, this is big news because it's a Rockstar game on a Nintendo system, and you never see the Rockstar logo and the Nintendo logo on the same
What are you
page
talking about?
ever.
That ping pong game or that fucking Bully? They were on the Wii. Remember those?
Yes.
10 years ago.
10 years ago, yeah. I had Chinatown Wars on the DS. It's a good game. But yeah, we've literally named the 3 Rockstar games that have come out ever on Nintendo systems. I'm sure there's one more. Well, no, I can't think of anything.
Does Lemmings count?
DMA Designs doesn't
Yes.
count as Rockstar.
Alas.
Yep. Yeah, this comes out November the 14th. So yeah, lots of games coming out this year. And then we have the big one. It's Super Mario Nipples Odyssey. Lots more footage shown, new worlds. The overworld, which is like the world, like the actual world.
It's like Earth.
Yeah, or like some alternate version of it.
All the villains in this game, like all the bosses, are kind of rabbits, aren't they?
Uh-oh.
Different ones with the T.
This is Mario plus Rabbids Other Kingdoms.
Yeah, I'm guessing like they always seem to show the moon very prominently in all these world map screens they've shown. So I'm guessing like the final stage will be on the moon. Because, you know, Japanese folklore that the rabbits live on the moon making mochi.
Right.
I guess, some of the boss characters were rabbits, right?
Yeah, and they're all wearing hats.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Deep
Peach
Japanese
has been...
inside, yo.
Yeah. Peach has been forcefully married at the beginning of the game. Which,
Yeah.
I don't know. Politically, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
She's
Starting
wearing
off
like
with a forced marriage.
She's forced to wear that dress.
And apparently the tiara is the girlfriend of the hat that's in Mario's hat.
Sister of the hat.
Okay. Like
Same
what
thing,
she's
isn't
called, Tiara-chan or whatever. And then Hattie or whatever his name is, Cappy? Right, Cappy. Who's inside Mario's cap, kind of combines with Mario's cap and then makes what the cap that he has. Just wants to rescue the tiara thing.
I saw an interesting screenshot comparisons that the old footage of this game where like they showed like the stuff that was shown on this direct was like visually upgraded.
Mm-hmm.
No nipples. Nipples. Upgrade.
Nipples new. That was cool. But the like even it showed a cutscene of Peach, in that Peach pose, hands clasped, looking up at the camera.
Right.
And like all the background was totally redone. It was the same pose. Her face had been redrawn. She had the possessed tiara on her head. It was kind of cool to see that like they are aggressively still building this game.
Yeah, they've just been like optimizing and improving it. From what I heard, it was finished. Quote unquote finished months ago. It's just kind of like optimizing it and bug testing it until release. So, and it's going to have maybe 600 power moons.
Yeah.
So they've kind of like Breath of the Wild it, haven't they? They've just like put them everywhere. Kind of like Korok seeds. Kind of.
I really like that idea though of like giving you 600 things to pick up, but you only actually need like 180 of them or something.
Well, that's always been the case with Mario games. Like you only need 60 power stars to complete the game, but
that's true.
60 or 80, and then if you really want to go ham, you can get 120 or 242 in Galaxy 1 and 2. So yeah, that's a lot of moons. I like it. I like the fact that Zelda has influenced Mario in that way. It's not like just 6 moons per world and then you're done. It's like, no, instead of having like coins or whatever, like red coins, blue coins, let's just make them power moons. Let's make them things that are useful. It's a good idea.
Oh yeah, something actually collectible that you want.
Exactly.
Man,
and that's coming out 2 days after my birthday, October 27th. So if you guys want some ideas.
I'm good.
And the 3 amiibos, Cyrus.
There you go. There's your idea.
So they're all the wedding ones, right?
Yeah.
You can recreate the wedding at home.
Like I think I said a few episodes ago, there's going to be so many like weddings with these as cake toppers.
Right.
And it says like when you scan the amiibo, you unlock the wedding costume for that character. So like you can dress Mario up in his wedding outfit and Peach in her wedding outfit. And then there's like a subtext on the bottom of the poster saying these costumes can also be acquired without amiibo as you progress through the game.
Yeah, the costumes are they've gone ham on the costumes. Yeah. Like the Mario Maker costume, like every costume Mario's ever worn, either in like promotional artwork or in a game, are pretty much in this game. It's kind of crazy. And some of them actually do things like let you get into other areas and stuff like like for example, maybe it was the Mario Maker one, or maybe like it lets you get into like a builder's yard. Like the guy lets you into a builder's yard if you're wearing the right costume, and then that lets you get more power moons in that area, things like that. Or like into a nightclub, you need to wear like a tux to get into a nightclub, things like that. So I like that idea. And you don't need the amiibos to unlock everything, but apparently the Mario one gives you temporary invincibility, Peach one gives you a life up heart, and Bowser reveals coin locations.
Yeah, the Bowser one seems like the only actual useful one.
Yeah. It like gives you actual things on your map.
Then again, coins in this game are so abundant. It's almost, is that even worth it?
Well, they're regional coins, so I'm guessing these are like the power moons.
Right.
Oh, the things that you use to buy the costumes and stuff like that.
Yeah, not the power moons, the other million collectible things.
Right.
The world exclusive coins.
Gotcha.
Danny, next one's all you, right?
Yeah. So, so on the Japanese Nintendo Direct, they announced a continuation of karaoke coming to Switch.
Oh yeah, from now on, these are Japan exclusives. That
Yes.
we're going to talk about.
So karaoke
Exclusives.
Yeah, Karaoke Joy Sound for Nintendo Switch coming out as a download title in the fall. It's going to be free. I think there's something like 13,000 songs to choose from. They didn't say anything about like microphone support or anything, but who knows?
Yeah, Switch doesn't have a microphone.
Yeah, but
So
they could just easily use...
to play this portably. How the fuck? I mean, I'd hope they would let you use your phone or something like that, right? Because that's how. Don't like the Sony one. What's the Sony karaoke game? Like Song something? Song Studio? No.
I don't know.
SingStar.
Yeah. I think they like all the dance games and music games now, and even some of the trivia games all let you just use like a smartphone because it just makes more sense than selling a mic or selling whatever, a buzzer like they used to do for those old quiz games that used to sell a fucking buzzer.
I came across one of those in a bargain bin at Book Off. Nearly bought it just for the laughs.
Right. It's amazing.
Play a fighting game on it, whatever.
Like Cyrus, ever seen one of those like old Tandy magazines? Like, or what's the American equivalent of Tandy?
Oh, we had Tandy. It never really took off, but
what's that kind of shitty electronic store that is in America?
Ooh, Radio Shack.
Yeah. Radio
Shack.
Shack.
Tandies.
Like, if you see a Radio Shack for Americans or a Tandy for Europeans, like magazine article from like the 80s, and it's like camera, like thing that measures the weather, things that records audio. It's like all a calculator. It's like they laid it all out on this table, and this literally every single thing on the table is now on the smartphone, like on one phone. It's kind of like getting there like that with games now. It's like you don't need a mic and the quiz button and the fucking camera and whatever. Just put it all in the fucking smartphone app and be done with it.
They might have even have said how they're going to do it, and I just totally forgot.
Brilliant. Next,
I've heard a few people questioning this, so I'm not sure they did.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Next one.
I am that Joy Sound thing. I am personally very excited for, because I was like, we're keeping our PS3 here with the plan of using the Joy Sound on the PS3 in my wedding next year as like a karaoke booth.
Oh, sweet.
So
Brilliant.
So if I can just like boot it up on the Switch, that saves me a ton of lugging a PS3 across the planet.
Yeah.
If the release schedule goes like it did on the Wii U, it'll Japan first, then Europe, and then America last. But like now with the Switch being region free, Americans don't need to wait. They can just fucking download the European one immediately.
Yeah, but while it is free, I mean, with the Wii U version and stuff like that, you got to pay. Like for duration and stuff, you could pay for like a month at a time, $10, something like that.
You can pay like daily passes as well. Like
you can. It's kind of not worth
in
it.
Japan, it was super cool because like you could pay with your Suica card.
Yes.
So you could literally just like touch the Suica on your gamepad and then play karaoke for like in a couple of hours, just like you would in an actual karaoke box in Japan.
Yep.
But well, I guess Switch does have NFC, doesn't it?
They do, but they don't have the NFC payments activated yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, next exclusive to Japan.
Yeah, so Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battles coming out in Japan.
That's why we're not talking about it on the show, right? Nobody's. We're still counting down to the release.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's why.
No, somebody had brought this up on Twitter, like, why the fuck didn't Nintendo or Ubisoft release this in Japan at the same time? And localization stuff aside,
who's saying that on Twitter?
Okay,
some angry Japanese
nobody.
guy.
Okay, I don't even. It was somebody I was following. I'm sorry, you didn't sound like that, but somebody was just kind of making a general comment about it, and I was thinking like the only reason that they didn't is just because of marketing. It's like, James, we talked about this with movies and stuff like that before.
Right.
Like, why the fuck do some movies not come out? Sometimes there's no good reason, but sometimes there are, and I think there's a good reason for this. Monster Hunter Double Cross came out in August. Fucking, Pokémon's coming out. Dragon Quest X Online's coming out on Switch. All sorts of crap.
Japan gets Dragon Quest X. The rest of the world gets rabbits.
Yes. But, Monster Hunter, that was coming out at the same time. The fucking, remade 3DS version in HD.
Right.
Like, joking enough all about this, whatever. If my gaming schedule was not so busy, I would get this game. It looks really cool.
No, I agree.
I don't agree.
Okay.
Anyway, it's coming out on the 18th of January in Japan. Happy New Year.
Yeah, next game, it's called Lovers.
Exclusive.
Minade Susume Uchu no Tabi. Yeah.
I have this game on my Xbox. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What's it called in English?
Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. Unless this is a sequel, but I kind of don't think it is. So the way you play this game, I don't know if you saw much of it, but
I did. Wow.
It's designed as a co-op game.
Mm-hmm.
Like up to 4 players. You have this round-looking spaceship. I imagine there's some other ships later on. Yeah. You have this tiny Death Star, and you move around to the different stations inside of it to navigate, fire, shield, etc. So you want to get some friends and work together to navigate through the levels, rescue the little critters, and what have you.
Is it online?
No. It's a local co-op.
So this is like affordable space adventures then. If you remember that game, that's like one guy controls the boost and the lights and etc., right?
Yeah, I've seen the concept in a couple of places, and this one's like really quick to pick up. So it's a good game to play when somebody like just comes and visits you, and maybe they aren't a big gamer or whatever. You just say, hey, take this, let's play this game, and it's pretty fun.
Give them a Joy-Con and have fun.
Yeah.
It comes out in October in Japan. This wasn't in the Western Direct, but I'm sure it won't be long before. Well, assuming Ty, you played it in English.
Yeah,
it's already been translated. So yeah,
cool.
I guess because the West gets like Super Meat Boy or whatever, like Steam World, all these games which are not coming out in Japan ever / well, maybe ever. We don't know. Maybe that's why they threw a couple of bones to the Japanese audience by adding a few indie games that we didn't get. Mm-hmm. Like the next one, Ultimate Chicken Horse, also in October.
I like the name.
I think who was on the Famicast chatting said this is the most indie game name ever.
That was me, yeah. Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Even like the people who are making it called Clever Endeavor. That's it's a good indie studio name. It looks. I don't even know what this game is. Is it like?
I don't even remember. Great job.
It's like.
It's a side scroller type of thing.
Balloon fight meets something. I don't know.
Chickens and horses.
Roadrunner. I don't know. And the next one was in the Western one, but it was shown a lot more in the Japanese one, and that was Tiny Metal, which is basically Advance Wars. Mm-hmm. And I was really surprised because, like, in the Western one, it was literally like a render, just a pre-render of a static screen of, like, I don't know, the title screen or something. And I was like, okay, this game is not coming out for ages if they're not showing footage of it. Go to the Japanese one, that's got footage of it. So I'm like, okay, I'm confused. Maybe because it's a Japanese studio and it's only in Japanese at the moment. But they did show Kirby, which was also only in Japanese. So I really don't get it. But anyway, it looks awesome. It looks really good. It's like chunky kind of 3D, not, what do you call it? Not vector graphics, but like, yeah, it looks like Advance Wars.
Yeah, it does.
It's like, quadrant based, 3D from a, top-down perspective. It looks awesome. Indies do what Nintendo don't.
Yeah,
right.
It's coming out in autumn in Japan. Oh, I can't remember what it said in the West. Danny, you don't. Oh, I
don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Wrong guy.
It's coming out, and you could download the Japanese one, and then just like if it comes out first in Japan, for example, and then just patch it, and then when the English version comes out, and you get it in English, right? So
sometimes, not always.
Oh yeah, that could be bad advice because that doesn't work for certain games, like
sometimes
for example.
Be careful.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, wait for the English one.
Yeah.
Next one, we've already talked about it. Well, sorry, Ty talked about it. Crypt of the Necrodancer. Necrodancer. I'm reading in Japanese and it's weird.
Yeah, it's Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Necrodancer. Yep. So this wasn't in the Western one, but it wasn't a Japanese one. But then we later found out there was like a Western English trailer for it later.
Is it Spike Chunsoft in the West too?
No, I don't think so.
They're just doing the publishing.
Yeah. It's the usual Japanese thing of like, racism. We don't want just one white guy publishing it.
Right.
We need a real company.
Yeah, with the building and everything.
With the building, yeah.
And people inside.
You got a desk, son? Get out of here.
Oh God, these next ones.
Danny, this is your favorite game next?
Yep. Winning Post 8,
game?
2017 horse racing. This stuff's like already out. I don't even know
now.
why they're showing this. That's the thing.
And this is going to be TGS, so expect impressions from all 4 of us on this game, because I'm sure we're all going to track it down.
This next one?
Winning Post.
Oh, Winning Post, yes.
I think there's about 4 like horse-based games at TGS on Switch, so we'll have to take one each, I guess.
Seriously, there've been 2 that have came out in like the past like 2 weeks. And it's like,
don't be looking at gift horse in the mouth. More games, bets.
Marfo.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Cyrus, you have to play this game at TGS for saying that.
Winning Post, yeah, I'm gonna go on public days, queue up for like 6 hours.
Yeah. Behind 100 salary men.
Yep. All of them feverishly checking their actual horse betting in their pockets at the same time.
Yes.
And the last Japan exclusive game?
Yeah, Phantasy Star Online 2 Cloud. A streaming...
It's a Final Fantasy crossover game?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
No, at Phantasy Star Online 2, it's just like kind of like I said about with the Dragon Quest X on 3DS. You don't actually have to download like anything. The stuff's just streaming through some kind of special cloud.
Oh yeah, it's like that in that way, but it's also not like that. In fact, that this is free and you're just paying for like items and shit.
You can pay for like VIP status, which gives you a bunch of stuff, but a lot of people, you don't need it. It's just like
it's free to play.
Free is fine.
Mm-hmm. So this is on in Japan. I think this is one of the long kind of like not being localized games, because like people have been begging for this to be localized, like the Vita version or whatever, for years.
Yeah.
And now it's coming to Switch, and again, it's only in Japanese. So
there's a few like English fan patches for PC, but
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, but that ain't happening on Switch.
This is Sega, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I
used to play a lot of Phantasy Star on the Dreamcast.
Oh, shooting those marshmallow peeps for hours on end.
So yeah, know what if this is like cross play with Vita or whatever?
Oh, please re-release the keyboard controller.
There is one.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Switch one?
Oh, for the Switch?
Yeah.
No.
It's where you slot in the Joy-Cons or something, isn't it?
I think you can slot it in, or it's like part of it. I can't remember. But yeah, I think there's actually 2, like either in the works or already made. It's just a fucking keyboard with 2 Joy-Cons slotted on the side. There you go. I know I'm getting Ty for Christmas.
Keyboard controllers, boys.
Okay, that's it. 2 directs in 1. You're welcome.
Did it.
Wow.
Gross.
That's the end of the show. Well, no.
That's the end of this recording session.
That's right.
Cool.
Well, we need a break before we start part 2, because we need to get our energy levels to 9,000% to, hit TGS hard.
Survive the floor of TGS.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I'm going to be going on the first business day, which is like this Thursday. And Danny, you are going?
I'm going on the second business day, which is the Friday. Then I'm going to go for a little
22nd.
bit of public day. Yeah.
You're going to go on a public day as well?
Yeah. I do it every year.
Rest in peace.
Yep.
And Cyrus, you're going on the first public day, the 23rd?
I think probably the first public day. Usually I'd go on the business days, but my new job says no.
Uh-oh. And Tyrone.
Friday if I can, but probably just a public day. Saturday. If I go, we'll see.
So Saturday could be all three of you all there.
Yeah,
Potentially.
Maybe, potentially.
There's an Outback Steakhouse really close to the venue, and I usually, at some point before the show leaves and all the other greasy foreigners go there, I go there and have a couple beverages, eat a
10-kilogram steak, and then go home.
Yeah, exactly. So,
yeah, sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll be going in there fresh on the first day before the sweat smell has completely stunk out the place. And yeah, I'll hit the floor hard, see what we got, see who we bump into.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okey
look
doke.
forward to it.
Get more exclusives like that Titanfall reveal last time.
Damn right.
Yes, there it is.
Still coming.
All right. Well, we're going to take a much-needed break, and yeah, just catch us here later for some TGS impressions.
Yeah, boy.
So
Let's do it.
bye-bye.
Peace.